All right, now let's get started. This is the Daily Wisdom Podcast, TDWP, episode 42. Guard what's yours, powers, rights, and arise to ownership. Hi, I'm Aaron Montague. There's something happening quickly, steadily, almost beneath the surface. And if you're not paying attention, you will wake up one day and realize something valuable has been taken. Not all at once, but piece by piece. Not loudly, but legally. Not violently, but systematically. And here's the question I want to place gently, but firmly in your spirit today. What happens when a people are distracted while decisions are being made about their future? Now stay with me, because this is not about fear. This is about awareness. This is about awakening. Scripture tells us in Hosea 4:6, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Not lack of strength, not lack of potential, not lack of favor, but lack of awareness. And awareness is everything. Because once you see clearly, you begin to think differently. And once you think differently, you begin to move differently. And once you move differently, your outcome begins to change. Now let's lean into this together. There are moments in history where power consolidates quietly. Policies shift, responsibilities move, structures change. And many times the average person is too busy surviving to notice what's being restructured around them. But you are not average. You are a rising rebuilder. Remember that. You are a rising rebuilder, because you're going to hear that again. And something in you is already waking up. Let me say something plainly. If systems become unstable, if support becomes uncertain, if access becomes inconsistent, what will sustain you? Pause there. Because this is where transformation begins. Scripture gives us wisdom again in Proverbs 22:7. The borrower is the servant of the lender. And if that is true, then ownership is not just a financial idea. It is a freedom principle. Ownership means stability. Ownership means control. Ownership means you are no longer at the mercy of shifting systems. This is why movements like the West Philadelphia Billionaire Society, WPBS, are not just ideas. They are responses. Strategic, intentional, necessary. Because when a community begins to think in terms of ownership instead of dependency, everything changes. The conversation changes. The confidence changes. The outcomes change. And I want you to feel this, not just hear it. You were never designed to merely get by. You were designed to build, to create, to influence, to establish. Scripture declares in Deuteronomy 8:18, "But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that gives us the power to get wealth. Not just earn wages. Power to get wealth. That's different. That's authority. That's strategy. That's divine permission. So here's the shift. Instead of asking, what happens to me? Begin asking, what can I build from here? Instead of, what are they doing? Ask, what am I becoming? Because while systems shift, builders rise. Now lean in close, because this next part, it matters more than you think. There is something powerful that's happening when you begin to expose your mind consistently to ideas that expand you. When you begin to read differently, think differently, speak differently, you begin to see opportunities that were always there, but previously invisible. And that's why it becomes so natural, almost automatic, for those who are awakening to seek out wisdom, to invest in knowledge, and to surround themselves with voices that build them. And when you're ready, you'll know exactly where to go. You'll find resources that speak directly to your identity, your future, your ownership, your journey. Places where wisdom is not just taught, but transferred. Where transformation is not just possible, but expected. And as you explore, you may even feel led to gather more than one resource, not just for yourself, but for someone else who needs to rise with you. Because this was never meant to be a solo journey. Let me see if I could bring this home. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not powerless. You are awakening. And awareness is your advantage. I want you to say this with me and say it loud. I see clearly. I think differently. I move intentionally. I'm becoming what lasts. I am becoming what is necessary. I walk in wisdom, ownership, and divine authority. And as always, visit mx3motivationalbooks.com. That's mx3motivationalbooks.com. Not just to browse, but to build. Get the books, read them, apply them, and yes, get multiple copies, because someone connected to you is waiting for the version of you that decides to rise. This is the Daily Wisdom Podcast, where we don't just inspire you, we equip you to transform your life one wise decision at a time.